Well, yeah, absolutely. As you know, Pontus, our current portfolio product range supports LoRaWAN in the ISM band, which is the 900 megahertz band. And we made a decision to extend our portfolio to include the S band, and the S band is in the 2 gigahertz range. And the reason for doing that is that we have engaged with customers that are basically looking at use cases that require greater bandwidth, so more data throughput than the ISN band. So we still will continue, obviously, to supply our product in the ISN band because we've got a lot of customers, we've got a lot of purchase orders to deliver against that. But by expanding into the S band, we can actually start to sell into new use cases where customers are actually looking for higher bandwidth throughput. And to give you an idea of the scale of the increase in data, going into S band and still using LoRaWAN, by the way, provides about 100 times the amount of data that you can actually send compared with the ISM band. So traditionally with the ISM band, we're selling the product and we're generating about up to $5 per month per device. With the S-band product, we'll be selling the S-band terminal, but obviously the customers will be paying theoretically up to 100 times the data, so up to about $500 per device per month. So that's the reason we've also decided to launch the S-band product. And really, it all comes down to our wish to be a full portfolio provider of satellite IoT, so addressing the narrowband market, and also starting to address other markets where customers have greater demands for greater data rates. The price for the terminal is approximately the same price as our ISM product, so our existing product, but obviously the customer will pay a lot more for the data because we'll be delivering a lot more data to that customer. I think that the size of the S-band market, if I look at it from a Wyld perspective, so we'll just look at what we believe we can address. So by adding S-band to our product portfolio, we believe will actually increase the Wyld addressable market by over $1 billion. So it's a very, very large market segment, and it really increases our total addressable market significantly. And that's one of the reasons we've gone into S-band. As I said earlier, we'll also be looking potentially at other bands we can address where there potentially could be greater bandwidth delivered. So, as I said, we really want to look at being a full portfolio operator, so offering very narrow band to those customers that just require a small amount of data, and then offering different solutions to other customers with new use cases that offer great amounts of data. Yeah, absolutely. As I said, these are new use cases. So these are new customers with different use cases. And if we look at the verticals where we're getting demand for the S-band, it's primarily in the oil and gas space and in the utility space. And in the oil and gas space, yes, there's requirements for narrowband, so that's smaller data rates, and we've got orders that we're shipping into that space. But they've also got use cases where they require a higher amount of data to be delivered, and we're going to capture that with the S-band product. The same applies in utilities, in particular in the electrical metering vertical. It's a vertical we've really not addressed before, but with the S-band product, we can actually start to address those use cases in the electricity sector and the electricity metering sector and the utility sector in general. Well, we've already gone through the test phase, so we've got terminals deployed in various countries already delivering data. But for the commercial deployment of the S-band terminal, we expect to be actually delivering the S-band terminals and modems as well in Q2 of this year. No, absolutely not. We will continue to ship and we will continue to sell our product in the ISM band. That's for the low bandwidth requirement use cases. And we will start selling the S-band product for use cases where our customers require higher bandwidths. So there's no replacement. We'll continue to grow the ISM band, and we'll continue to start to grow the S-band product portfolio. So it's going to actually add to our revenues moving forward.